Truth is, I'm not trying to be the voice of my people. I'm trying to be the voice of myself. The problem comes when the messenger starts thinking that he's the message. I'm just here to express myself, to be a voice of my ancestors, rather. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a voice of my people. I'm not trying to save nobody because I feel like everyone has to save themselves. All I'm trying to do is present tools that you can help to save yourself if you want. Hi, Clads. I go by the name Great. I'm an Afro Revolution artist, singer, and an activist. Let's get to know myself. The Afro Revolution band is just an extension of my music. These are my music family, something that I want to take with me when I go on stage. I just want to have those same people that bring in the elements to my music, the soul, the roots, the jazz, and the African rhythm. So I just want my music to be experienced in that form, and that's why we have Afro Revolution band. But it all ties down to the message as well, which is revolting. I think it's all about having an impact. It's all about having like a very strong change that can bring about positivity in the society and in the community. That's all revolution is. It's not about whatever mindset, because when people hear the word revolution, they get super defensive. But what we're trying to do is use our arts, our music to revolt and to tell our own narratives. A lot of our narrative has been told by us from other people. So it's high time that we start using our art and our music to tell our own stories. And that's what Afro Revolution is all about. The journey long gone. The journey long. I think I was on a journey of self-discovery. I was on a journey of trying to reconnect back to myself, reconnect back to my higher power. And during that moment, I found me really stepping into myself. So yeah, the journey is really rooted in self, and that's what the EP is about. It's just me reconnecting back to who I truly am. And yeah, in any shape or form, but I can only express it through the music. So this was the music that I was making at that time. Truth is, I'm not trying to be the voice of my people. I'm trying to be the voice of myself. The problem comes when the messenger starts thinking that he's the message. I'm just here to express myself, to be a voice of my ancestors, rather. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a voice of my people. I'm not trying to save nobody because I feel like everyone has to save themselves. All I'm trying to do is present tools that you can help to save yourself if you want. Justice. To be honest with you, first of all, the justice that we seek cannot even be given to us right now because the justice are controlled by the people that committed the injustice. So the only thing that we need right now is the healing. As Africans, I feel like we need to heal. We've been passed down so many traumas, from slavery to colonization. We've been through some of the inhumane situations any human could ever imagine. So all these things are passed down through our DNA, and they always make you feel like the black man, you gotta go hard, you gotta entertain, you gotta be an athlete, you gotta be all these things, but everything that takes you away from self, everything that makes you a commodity, it's not really about you reclaiming your purpose and trying to figure out what you want to do. Our ancestors used to be farmers and they were great. Now the status quo is really shifting right now, and I feel like that's because we have a lot of unhealed people just walking around and just not healing and giving birth and transferring that trauma to the next generation. So the number one thing that we can do right now as black people is to heal. Let's go back, let's reconnect, let's make time for spiritual cleansing, let's make time for working out, let's make time for making things with our hands, let's make time of connecting back to nature, because that's our natural habitat. I think that track came about because, I come from an African home, and trust me, there's no African house that is not based on spirituality, whether you like it or not. It's just like we have a lot of spirituality that has been passed down for us, and we have a lot of spirituality that we are trying to get away from. Either ways, we have that in our family. So my own form of spirituality came into, just doing poets and just writing rhythms and just connecting back to my spiritual self from my art. So that's what our music is all about. It's just reflecting on the, on the art of returning back to self and on the art of really being deep in your creativity. I think like I was speaking to myself. The thing is, whenever I make music first for me before anyone else, because this music that I'm making right now is more like a therapy. It's like me just letting myself express myself without judging myself, you know what I mean? And when I've enjoyed that, then I can just share it with the world, and maybe some people can relate going through similar situations that I was when I was making those music. So that music is really, for me, is me reminding myself that no matter what I go through in life, I always have to keep the faith, because it all starts from the faith. It's like, no matter how small your faith is over anything you want to do, you just gotta get out of your way and just go do it, and just have that faith and belief. Even if you get a lot of no's, it's all part of the faith. I know if you judge waiting people go take away when they listen to my music, or like everyone get waiting and go take away, But me personally, if you ask me, I think like you just wanna just get away and see my view on my music and my view on life. Not really like take it if you have to, but it's just, another perspective that you can look into, really. I can't really tell you to go listen to my music and take something away from it. If it relates to you, if you feel there's something that you need to take, that's fine. But in other ways, it's just music. It's just a music journal. I feel like we have to define what, a lot of musicians that we have and not leaders, and a lot of leaders and not musicians. The most important thing is I just want my music to be used as a tool to learn, rather than just used as a tool to like entertain or anything like that. So whenever I'm making music, like I said, the main reason why I'm making music is like a journal. So even in 10, 20, 100 years from now, I want my kids first to be able to enjoy my music and see my perspective of the world, rather than listening to my music and can't even tell what my thought process is. So leadership in music for me is just me leading my kids, my generation, and the people that's gonna come after me in a certain thoughts that I have that I'm dealing with, so they can pick that up and get to like, dissect it, get to like make it better. And we're all learning at the end of the day. So it's just me learning and just, giving out games at the same time. Spirituality is the foundation of life. I mean, before I start my day, I try to pray. And when I end it, I try to pray. Not because I'm being religious, because there's two different things between being religion and being spiritual. I always tell my friends, like, spirituality is for people that are not scared of dying, and religion is for people that are scared of dying. So it's like just two different things. And me, I lean towards spirituality rather than being religious. It's just your connection with God, your connection with your higher power. And I don't think like anyone on earth can have a connection with God if you don't have a connection to yourself first. Because you are a representation of God on earth, and how you carry yourself is how you're going to carry yourself to God. There's no one without the other. So yeah, it's all 360. It comes back to you. For the most part, growing up, I didn't even know that the greatness of my people, I swear, because it wasn't taught in school that much. A lot of things taught in school were just far away from, from different perspective, but we never seen it from our own stories, and we never really got access to it. So when I started having a rebirth and just started digging deep into my ancestors and trying to get back my DNA memory, I realized that my people were some of the greatest Africans that ever lived. The Benin kingdom was so huge, we were so civilized, but we were conquered by the invasion, right? And all these things made me realize that, damn, if you can, whether we like it or not, those people, right, of that time, that we still have their DNA inside of us, but until we can unlock that DNA, we don't know. We just keep working around thinking that we're just normal people, but we're not. We are great humans. We are the greatest humans on earth. So when I saw that locked in the British Museum in London, I was like, nah, I have to reconnect to this. I have to go back there and see it. I have to really make a statement with this. The world needs to know what's going on because a lot of us don't know, and maybe it would ignite the minds of some people and bring some people to start thinking and reconnecting back to their roots. So that's why I did what I did. Like I said, Afro Revolution is no protesting. It's just all about using art to express oneself, and that's what I did. I just expressed myself. I feel like those items were stolen and should be returned back to the right people that deserved it. The worst thing you could do is just build a museum and put it there. Do you know what I mean? That's the least you could do for even the atrocity that you brought to the land. Just build a museum, state of the art museum, take those things back there and hand it back to the right people that deserve it. I don't even know, because I don't even like to say something before I do. And sometimes when I have ideas, I just implement immediately. I don't be that kind of person that super plan or super strategic or whatever. I just go with the flow. So we'll see. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.